Hans Schaff here, and wow, what a wonderful day! It was sunny, gorgeous day today, blue skies, 68 degrees or so. Just a slight breeze. I went out for a bike ride with my wife just now. Those are my dogs jingling around in the background. They just got fed, and what a beautiful day! My wife and I were talking as we were riding our bikes, and just kind of reflecting on the past. It's the beginning of the year, 2014, and just reflecting on some of the accomplishments that we've made over the years, and when I go back and realize where I started from, where I came from, that's why I wanted to send a personal message out here to you today on video, because I want you to understand how simple it is to go from wherever you're at right now today to not just where you want to go, but even further than that. Further than you could even ever imagine, right? You are capable of so much more.
But the truth is, money is just an idea, right? I mean, see, I had this mindset before where, I would think that, okay, just to hit my goal, maybe it was $10,000 a month, right? And I would think, man, it'd be so hard to do that. I've got to do this much effort. And I was kind of stressing myself out about it, right? Thinking I had to work that much harder. I had to do that much more to create that much more of a result, than I was previously accomplishing or achieving, right? When in reality, it doesn't have to be that way. See, if you're tied to an income, like a linear income, where you got to put in so much time in order to get so much money, maybe you're making $25 an hour. Well, maybe to go from $5,000 to $10,000, double your income, you'd have to double the amount of time you put in. And in fact, if you take into taxes consideration, you may have to jump up a tax bracket. You may have to actually work more than double to get to that desired amount, right? But see, as an entrepreneur, right, in the information age here, in the new economy today, right, it doesn't have to be that way. See, you can put in the same amount of effort and create double, triple, quadruple, 10 times the result by being smarter. You see, when I first got involved in real estate investing, okay, I was able to, I formed partnerships, syndications, basically, for real estate investments, for multifamily apartment complexes, things like that, right? Now, anyone can do that, right? I would sell these shares in this investment, in this deal, in this property, for say $30,000, $35,000, $40,000, $50,000 per person, right? Now, what did it take for me to be able to get someone, for me to make that sale, to make $35,000, $40,000, $50,000 sale per person, right? Say one investment took 10 people, all investing, in a range of those figures. In fact, I had some investors who would do two shares. They'd spend $70,000, right? What does it take to be able to sell somebody to do that, right? Does it take 10 times the amount of work? Do I have to sit on the phone with them 10 times as long? Do I have to create a business presentation that's 10 times longer, it has 10 times as many pages? No, right? It's working smarter. It's simply having the belief, having the understanding, having the big idea to understand that you can by simply thinking bigger and thinking smarter, I could sit there and I could have made that one person, I could have sold him two $25 sales, but instead I sold two $35,000 products, so to speak, right? Items. And because of that, I was able to sell $70,000, right? And over the course of, a week or two, I was able to sell over $350,000 worth to get into this investment. People actually wrote me personal checks for between $35,000, $70,000, $100,000 to get into this investment, right? Now, again, it didn't require me to be 10 times smarter than I was, just, a couple weeks prior to that, right? Even though maybe it was more money than I'd ever sold prior to that time in my life, right? That's a lot of money. Most people can't say they've ever sold anything for $350,000, or to say that they've even sold, 10 people $35,000 or $50,000 each, right? But I'm here to tell you, anyone can do that. You just have to have the belief, right? So where does this all come down to? I was reflecting on this today, going back to my roots, how I created that from the beginning, from my first investment deal that I put together for people, right? And what I realized is that anyone can do that. If you have the right training, the right education, if you get around the right people, if you have the right beliefs, right? And the right support structure in place to help you, have those beliefs, right? Because I was at a point in my life, right? Even I had some great highs, and I came crashing down. I'll be honest, right after that period of time, maybe a year or two afterward, I had some things not go so good with my business. And for a while there, I was struggling to survive. I was struggling to make ends meet. Yet, when you look back and think, wow, how could I go from being able to make $35,000, $45,000, $50,000 sales and then be struggling just to make ends meet, right? I'm not talking, trying to pay $10,000 or $20,000 or $30,000 worth of living expenses. I'm talking I was struggling to make $5,000 a month, even $4,000 a month. Heck, some months I didn't even make enough $3,000 a month just to be able to pay my bills, and I'd have to, max out my credit cards or whatever. I mean, it was crazy, right? What was the difference? What was the difference between that period of time when I could barely make my payments, barely make my bills, right, and the time where I was able to make in 1 week, be able to sell up to $350,000 worth of items, of products? Belief. It was the mindset. Something happened in my life where I started focusing on the wrong things. I started worrying about things. I started stressing about things that were just ideas. I was focusing on the wrong ideas. Had instead I focused on the right ideas, which I had already accomplished and shown that I was able to do, had I just realized and kept going that direction and kept looking for other items and other ways, to simply sell higher ticket items, I could have made as much money or even more. And that's what I'm going to share with you today. Maybe you're someone today, 2014 has just started, and you're thinking, man, here's my goal. I want to make an extra $2,000 per month right now by the end of the year, right? I want to make an extra $5,000 a month or $10,000 a month, 20, 30, 50, $100,000 a month, right? And you're thinking, man, if I could only do that, if I could ever only figure out a way, if there's only enough hours in the day, if I could only find the secret, you're saying all these things to yourself when in reality, you have everything at your disposal that you need to be able to create that income and more. You really do. And perhaps you just need some additional mindset training, some additional belief to help you get to where you want to go, right? Because again, if you're valuing your time at $25 an hour just because that's what you've always been paid, well, guess what? Do you realize you can just start charging $50 an hour, assuming you have that value? But if you can learn how to package that value and offer it for sale, you can just right there, you've just doubled your income, same amount of time, same amount of effort. You're just now, packaging it a little differently so you can create twice as much value. That's how simple it can be. That's how crazy it can be. So, I could go on to this a whole lot further, a whole lot more in depth, but I've got some friends of mine who, we just were on a hangout that they put together. It was a good, 2 hours of this kind of mindset training, and it just blew my mind because it was so powerful and so good, and it just got me back to thinking when I first got started, and I realized, man, if only other people understood this concept, if they only understood how this all works, it's not a big secret. It's not the secrets of the rich, or you have to have, gone to a certain college, or you have to have, been born with a silver spoon in your mouth. That's not the case. In fact, most people... I'm running out of time here. My phone's out of memory. I've been talking too long here. So check out the video, click the link below, or watch this video below if you're actually on this article, and read this and understand this and watch this video. It'll blow your mind how simple and how easy it can be for you to dramatically increase your income, increase your lifestyle, increase your health, your fitness, whatever areas, by simply increasing your belief. And here's how you can do it. Watch the video and leave your comments below, and I hope it helps, because I know it's helped me a lot just to kind of, just reframe my mind and kind of refocus on where I want to go and think even bigger, to do even more than I've ever done in my life before too, to make my 2014 better than ever. So Hans Shaw, take care, enjoy the video below.